4-minute workouts, version 3.0. This is number 2 of the 24, and this is going to be upper and lower body strength. But with this one specifically, I'm going to focus on chest, back, and glutes, okay? So when we're thinking of this conditioning right now, we're thinking shoulders to the glutes, okay? We want to work through and tighten and strengthen through the glutes because that weaker glutes contribute to our tight hamstrings and low back pain. So we don't want either one of those things. So I have weights today. I have a 5-pound and a 3-pound. I'm going to alternate between the two. I'll probably use the 5-pound when I get into my legs. A 3-pound, usually for my upper body because, you know, I'm going more for toning than a whole lot of strength. All right, so we're just going to start with that warm-up, going through the exercises we'll be working through. So we're going to start with just a front raise and down. Now, if you do not have hand weights, that is A-okay. We've talked before, when we first started doing these videos, which feels like forever ago since we've been able to be together, up and down, perfect. That you can use any household items that you have. Feet turn out, little plie squat, down and up, drop and lift, drop and lift. So notice here it's a smaller movement. It's more of a squeeze through the glutes, inner and outer thighs, down and up. So canned goods, bottled waters, things like that that you can work through. If you feel like you need heavier weights, by all means take them. Good. Come back forward. We're going to come into what's called a Mac raise. We're going to keep the right arm straight, left arm is going to bend out to the side, back down, switch sides, down and up. So I have one arm bending, one arm straight. You can just go through this with no hand weights at all. A couple of the classes that I'm teaching, I am doing no hand weights at all, just using the work through the body as we go through. Good, one more on the right and the left. Perfect. Next one is going to be a hinge squat. Again, we're getting into the legs and the low back. So we're going to squat, hinge forward, stand up. Squat, hinge forward, stand up. Drop, press, lift. Down, press the legs back, core engaged to lift up. So again, chest, back is our focus here. Drop, down, and lift. One more. Drop down, straighten the legs, lift up. Good. Then we're going to have a side raise or a lateral raise. We lift straight up and down. So here, we're working through shoulders, but I really want you to think of rounding back and down, lifting through the chest as we come up and down, or lifting through the back muscles, I should say, right through the shoulder blades, up and down. Good. Nice work. All right, we've got one more. We're just gonna work into a little bit of a combo. Good. So we're going to hinge forward, bend the knees, and then we're gonna lift the arms up, pressing back down. Hinge forward, bend the knees, lift up, press down. Hinge forward, bend the knees, lift up, press down. Hinge forward, bend the knees, lift, and press down. I'm going to change that a little bit when we work through. All right, so we're going through that front raise. Grab your hand weights if you choose to use them. I may be ambitious and start with my 5s. We're going to a front raise. Here we go. Just a lift and lower. And again, we are working through interval style workout, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So from the side, I'm keeping shoulders, ribs, and hips stacked. I am not swinging through the torso. Option one arm and then the other. Lift and lower. Your core is tight. So that back and chest focus, the glute focus. So I want glutes engaged, shoulders working, abs engaged as we move through. Good, give me one more on the right and one more on the left. Perfect, rest here. When I rest in between, sometimes I like to just hold onto the weights, let my weights pull my arms away from my shoulders away from my ears. Little rest here. We go through, set through the core, and here we go. Front raise, lift up and back down, up and down. So, if you got a little ambitious with your weights, and you feel like, oh, these are way heavy, you can put them down at any time, or again, we can alternate that lift. You can switch out for your lighter set of weights. If you are already on your light set of weights and you need to switch, then just go to no weights at all. Again, I want to give you options. I want you to be able to work through this video several times and increase strength. One more. Perfect. Rest the arms down. So you can see your progression as you go through. So do not get frustrated if you feel like, well, I just can't do the weights today. It's okay. Take the weights if you need them. Lose them if you don't. It's fine. All right, last set here. Brace the core and let's work. Lift and lower, lift and lower. So I can alternate. I am aiming for shoulder height, not higher. But if you feel like you can't quite get it to shoulder height, that's okay. The main thing is you lift as high as possible with your core engaged while you're not swinging through the body. Lift and lower. And then if you need to, you switch up one and then the other. Lift and lower. Good, give me two more. Up and down, lift and lower. Perfect. All right, you can use the weights here if you choose. I'm gonna go to my lighter weights. Now, this is gonna be your plie squat, but it's gonna be small because we're focusing just through the glutes. So it's a small drop down, lift up, squeeze through the glutes. Come with me, drop and lift. Weights are optional. I could have stuck with my heavier weights. Down and up, drop and lift. If you feel like you just want to work through the muscles without the added weight, that's okay. Down and lift. Good. So that engagement is through the glutes and through the quads as you drop down, squeeze and lift, down and up. Nice and strong. Strength through the legs. So this should not cause knee pain. You should be able to wiggle your toes. One more, drop and lift. Shake out the legs for a second. I'm gonna switch to my heavier weights. Legs are stronger muscles. You can usually use heavier weights. My small weight wants to roll away. Shoulders back and down. Brace through the core. So I want you sliding straight down and up. Drop and lift. So we're really working through the lower body strength, specifically focusing through the glute muscles. Down and squeeze. Squeeze. Good. So as you contract and squeeze through the glute, that is not a tip forward with the pelvis, which with the legs out at this angle should minimize that pitch. Drop and lift. But we really want to feel like we're working through the glute muscles. Good, give me two more. Last time. Feet can stay out wide. You can shake it out. We've got one more. Shoulders back and down. Core stays engaged. Feet out wide. So this is a plie. That's going to keep my upper body upright. I'm sliding straight down the wall and back up. So I drop and lift, drop and lift. Slide down, lift up, drop down, lift up. Breathing. Good. It doesn't have to be a very deep squat. Feet can come closer together. We just want to make sure the knees do not come past the toes. Down and lift. Drop and lift. Good. Really contract through the glutes and through the belly. Pull the belly in. Lock it in. Again, not flattening out, but engagement. Good. Rest. All right, we're going to come into that Mac raise next. We're going to keep right arm straight, left arm bends, and then we alternate. I'm gonna start with my heavier weights and then I'm probably gonna go to my lighter ones. Shoulders back and down, core engaged. Here we go. Lift and lower. Come on, it's 40 seconds. We can do anything for 40 seconds. We'll just take it 1 second at a time. And if you need to rest in between, you rest in between. Do not compromise your form. That's when we get hurt. Lift and lower. Strong, good form. Lifting as high as you need to. No swinging through the torso. That's where that lock in from the belly comes to protect from swinging through the back. One more on the left. Good. Oh, shake those arms out. I'm gonna chase down my weight over here. Oh, yeah, I kind of stayed in the frame. Good. Shoulders back and down. Core engaged. Now, if you feel like you need a little bit more, you can bend into the legs. Here we go. Right and left. So from the side, little bend in the knees. That's going to cause my core to engage a little bit more. Really working the lower belly. So when we focus on the lower abdominals and we strengthen them with that small pelvic tuck under, that's when we get into low back strengthening as well. We want to strengthen through the low back to prevent injury, to help us through our day. Good, one more right, last one left. Perfect. The arms are going to be a little bit tired. When you hydrate after this with your 24 ounces of water, you want to make sure that you're getting that in the next hour and a half, especially as we work through the muscles with strength. We think of, let's go, hydrating after we've done a big cardio workout. But keep in mind that when you work through a strength workout, you have a lot of contractions and releases through the muscles, and that kind of milks through the muscle. And everything that we start to work through in the muscle, all of the waste products that start to build up through the muscle, we want to flush out of the body with water. Hydrate. We also have fascia in the body, one more on the left, that we want to keep hydrated, lubricated. Perfect. All right. So the next one we're going to go into is back into the legs. So I'm going to take my heavier weights again. This is the one where we are going to hinge forward. We're going to hinge forward, bend the knees, press to stand. Actually, we're going to squat, hinge, and lift. There it is. All right, here we go. Bend the knees, hinge forward, straight up. Bend the knees, hinge forward, straight up. So careful with those movements. Control and lift. Drop down, forward, lift up. So a lot of this is glutes, back, and belly. Lift, bend, hinge, and lift. Good, rest. Again, the weights, let them go if you don't need to. You need to hold on to them. So when I bend down, I come into the legs, start to really work through the legs. As I hinge forward, I should be feeling more through the glutes, through the back, and through the belly. I use the back and belly to hinge up. Here we go. Down, hinge, and lift. Control the movement here. We do not want too much of the drop and a quick thrust up. We want to make sure there is control the whole time. Lower, hinge, lift. Lower, hinge, lift. Drop, forward, up. Last time, bend, straighten, and up we go. Good work. All right, shoulders back and down. One more set here. Bend in the knees. Really think. Glutes, abs, back, engaged. Down, tip, lift. Down, tip, lift. Drop, straighten, and up. Down, forward, lift. So almost a teeny pause in each movement. Down, core engaged the whole time. So glutes and hamstrings, we should feel. Back is working. Give me one more set. Drop, hinge, lift. Perfect. All right, we're gonna come back into the upper body. We have that side arm raise and back down. I'm gonna start with my 5s and then I'm gonna move to my 3s. I have 2s over there too. Tempting. Shoulders back and down, core tight. Lift to the side, straight up and down. Up and down. So again, that option always is to take one arm and then the other. We want to try to lift both weights up to shoulder height. Maybe it gets there, maybe not quite. I do not want to be struggling to get it up or down. So if it's a big struggle, let go of the weights. If you have shoulder issues and can only lift so high, and then lift as high as you can and right back down. Maybe you lose the weights last time. Perfect. I'm gonna switch my weight over to my 3s. Now, sometimes switching of the weights isn't necessarily a bad thing. I can switch the weights and keep my form nice and strong. Here we go. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now, if you change the weights and you're like, wait a minute, I should have kept the other ones. I'm not really feeling anything with the lighter weights. Then come up, squeeze, down, squeeze. Squeeze the muscles a little bit more. Slow the pace down, and you should feel it. Lift and lower. When I really squeeze through the muscles and not just lift and lower the weights, I feel like my weights got heavier. One more time, lift and lower. Perfect. So again, you can do that same thing without any weights. We've got one final round of that side raise, okay? Your core is engaged. Your shoulders are back and down. So from the side, I'm lifting straight to the side. I'm gonna go this way so I can watch my clock. Lift and lower. Oh, we got some friends saying hello. Lift and lower, up and down. One arm and then the other if you need. Lift and lower. Try not to hike your shoulders up to your ears. This is why when you go to the gym, they have all those mirrors on the wall. Not necessarily just for admiring yourself, but sometimes it is good to work out in front of a mirror to check your form. Good, relax the shoulders. So I know sometimes people will come into that setting and there's mirrors everywhere and they want to avoid the mirrors, they don't want to look at them. They're there for your form. So look at your form as you go through, and you will notice most of the time people are paying attention to the mirror and themselves in the mirror than watching you anytime we go through. All right, I'm going to keep the lighter weights. We're going to come into that little hinge and then back up into our raise. Okay, so we drop down, bend the knees, lift, release. Drop down, bend the knees, lift, and release. Drop down, bend the knees, lift, and release. Drop, bend, lift, and lower. Drop, bend, lift, lower. That's better. Keep your arms facing forward, or knuckles facing the front of the room. Drop, bend, lift, and lower. One One more. All right, shake it out. We're gonna come through that. Again, core is engaged. Doing this combo, we're just gonna do it one more time. Core is gonna stay very tight. We're gonna drop down, lift up. So we bend over, bend the knees, straight up the body and down. Bend over, knees straight up, weights down. Tip, hinge, lift, down. Come on, you got it. Nice and strong. Last few here. And then we go into our cool down. Drop, bend, lift, lower. Two more. Bend, lift, and lower. Hinge, bend, lift, and lower. Perfect. Move your weights over to the side. Again, we'll go through our stretch. You may need a little bit more stretch. That's okay. Inhale, bring the arms up. Take a hold of the hands up at top, maybe even clasp the hands, press up. And then just an opening through the chest, releasing down, opening, and right back down to your side. Inhale, lift up. Clasp the hands at the top. Flip the palms, press them towards the ceiling. Little press back, and then bring the arms back and around. One more time, lift up. Flip the palms, press. Little push back, forward, and release down. We're gonna take the right arm across the left side of the body. If you feel like you need more stretches, more of a cool down, then you take a little extra time here. Thumb up toward the ceiling. Perfect. Good. Just right behind. This is more into the tricep, but we're working a little bit of the shoulder blade as well. Bring it across. Lift up and over. So I'll stick to the 24-minute. I kind of like the length of time. If you decide you need more 30s, inhale up and back down. Once more. 30-minute workouts or 15-minute workouts. Let me know. Open through the chest. Oh, bring the chest forward, arms back and behind. Opening as much as you can. Oh, way to stick with that. All right, now come to a wall. We're going to cross over. We're going to stretch through the glutes. So I'm going to cross my right leg over my left leg, and then I'm just going to push my hips back like I'm going to sit down in a chair and tie my shoe. A little bit of balance right here. Perfect job. Thank you so much for your work today. Lift up. Other side, I'll turn around. We just have to keep working. We would much rather be in our group setting with all of our friends, finding out how everyone's doing, just knowing someone is there working out with me. Know that we are doing it together. Keep it up. You've got the work going. We're gonna be together soon. Shake it out. Maybe if we have to do some outdoor workouts, right? Inhale, lift, and down. Stretch more as you need. Ooh, hydrate 24 ounces in the next hour and a half. And then don't stop there. Keep hydrating. Thank you so much for your work today. I love you. I miss you. I will see you very soon. Bye, friends.